Hey everyone, welcome back to Retro Rewind Reviews, where we look back at some of the most beloved films from the past. I'm your host, John Moritz, and today we're diving into a holiday classic that combines heartfelt emotion with hilarious comedy. I'm talking about Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, a 1987 masterpiece directed by John Hughes, starring Steve Martin and John Candy. This movie is more than just a chaotic journey home for Thanksgiving. It's a story about human connection, empathy, and finding humor in life's most frustrating moments. So, buckle up as we take a wild ride through the ups and downs of this unforgettable road trip. Planes, Trains, and Automobiles might seem like a simple road trip comedy on the surface, but it offers much more depth than your typical slapstick fare. The film follows Neil Page, played by Steve Martin, a straight-laced, uptight marketing executive who just wants to get home to Chicago in time for Thanksgiving with his family. However, due to a string of transportation disasters, Neil's plans are derailed, and he ends up on a cross-country journey alongside Del Griffith, played by John Candy, an overly talkative, well-meaning, but often aggravating shower curtain ring salesman. The two men are complete opposites, and much of the film's humor comes from their constant clashing. Yet, it's through their differences that the real heart of the story is revealed.
Del. Oh. Oh. Why did you kiss my ear? Why are you holding my hand? Where's your other hand? Between two pillows. Those aren't pillows.
See that Bears game last week? Yeah, hell of a game.
Steve Martin is perfectly cast as Neil Page, bringing an uptight, no-nonsense attitude that contrasts beautifully and sometimes frustratingly with John Candy's portrayal of Del. Martin embodies Neil's simmering frustration with precision, capturing the tension of a man used to being in control, now facing a series of uncontrollable setbacks. His performance is relatable to anyone who's been pushed to their limits, maintaining a calm exterior while internally boiling over.
Oh, bye-bye. Welcome to Marathon. May I help you?
Yes.
How may I help you?
You can start by wiping that fucking dumbass smile off your rosy fucking cheeks. Then you can give me a fucking automobile, a fucking Datsun, a fucking Toyota, a fucking Mustang, a fucking Buick, 4 fucking wheels and a seat.
I really don't care for the way you're speaking to me.
And I really don't care for the way your company left me in the middle of fucking nowhere with fucking keys to a fucking car that isn't fucking there. And I really didn't care to fucking walk down a fucking highway and across a fucking runway to get back here to have you smile at my fucking face. I want a fucking car right fucking now.
But it's John Candy who really shines in this film. Del Griffith on the surface might seem like an irritating, bumbling character, but Candy plays him with so much heart and vulnerability that he becomes the emotional core of the movie. As much as we empathize with Neil's frustration, we also grow to love Del. He's a man who's full of optimism, even in the worst situations, and that's something Neil, and perhaps the audience, could learn from. Del may be annoying, but he's genuine, caring, and far more complex than he initially appears. The film slowly peels back the layers of Del's character, revealing that beneath his cheerful exterior is a man who is deeply lonely, carrying emotional baggage that isn't immediately obvious. The interplay between Martin and Candy is what makes Planes, Trains, and Automobiles so special. Their chemistry is undeniable, and while much of the humor comes from their polar opposite personalities clashing, there's also a tenderness in how their relationship evolves. The film is packed with memorable comedic moments, but what elevates the film beyond mere comedy is its emotional depth. By the end, we see how both men have influenced each other. Neil learns to loosen up, to see beyond his own frustrations, and to appreciate the value of kindness, while Del, through Neil's blunt honesty, comes to confront his own loneliness. John Hughes, who is known for his teen films like The Breakfast Club and Ferris Bueller's Day Off, masterfully handles human emotions and experiences in a way that feels authentic, finding a perfect balance between humor and heart. From a technical standpoint, the film is wonderfully shot, with Hughes using the bleak, cold Midwest landscape to mirror the characters' frustrations. The majority of the scenes are filmed with a kind of slapstick precision, but never feel over the top or contrived. The pacing of the film is also spot on. Hughes gives just enough time for the jokes to land, but he doesn't linger on the comedy at the expense of the emotional beats. The soundtrack is another great element, featuring a blend of 80s pop and heartfelt scores that complement both the comedic and emotional tones of the movie. Notably, the inclusion of Ray Charles's "Mess Around" adds a lively, upbeat energy to the film, perfectly capturing the spontaneity and chaotic humor of Neil and Del's journey.
You can talk about the pit, barbecue, the band was jumping, the people too. Mess around, they're doing the mess around, they're doing the mess around, everybody doing the mess around. Now, when I say stop, don't you move a peg. When I say go.
At its core, Planes, Trains, and Automobiles is a film about human connection, empathy, and the idea that we are all, in some way, trying to get home. Whether that's a physical place or an emotional state of being, the film speaks to the universal desire to belong, to be understood, and to have someone by our side, even if that someone comes in the form of an annoying, overly talkative shower curtain ring salesman. So, that's my take on Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, a movie that has cemented its place as one of the great holiday films. But it's more than just a seasonal watch. If you haven't watched it yet, or if it's been a while, I highly recommend giving it a revisit. It's the perfect mix of laughter and feels, especially around the holidays. It's a film that speaks to the core of what it means to be human, the frustrations, the laughter, the connections we make along the way. If you enjoyed this review, don't forget to like and subscribe, and let me know in the comments what classic film you want me to review next. Until then, this is John Moritz signing off. Happy travels.